Taken by storm, a worker at a Kentucky candle factory who was trapped in the wreckage after the weekend's tornado says the business should have done more or anything to keep its people safe.
Survivor's quilt. Her brother is one of dozens depicted on a memorial quilt for black victims of racial violence. And our guest tells us it's an image that will stay with her forever.
Trailblazer. It's been 50 years since the best-selling video game, The Oregon Trail, was created. And while it earned the respect of grade 8 students, it earned its co-creators very little money.
Bovine intervention. A new bison ranger is brimming with excitement over a project to reintroduce wild bison to a British woodland, a move he says will help the whole ecosystem.
Conspicuous consumption. If you're on the Berlin subway and you see other passengers eating their tickets, do not worry. They are edible for anyone who wants to develop a literal taste for travel.
And home, extremely sweet home. A Utah interior designer has turned the exterior of her house into an immaculate imitation of a gingerbread home, and her neighbors are eating it up. As it happens, the Tuesday edition, radio that values candid conversation. The scenes of destruction are apocalyptic, and now the death toll from the tornadoes that struck Kentucky on the weekend has risen to 74. 12 of the dead are children. Today, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear gave an update on the relief efforts.
568 National Guardsmen now supporting our efforts. It includes 79 that are doing search and extraction and fatality search and retrieval. And with that, I just say, everybody take care of yourselves. I know I've been pretty raw. I finally got sleep, real sleep for the first time, especially if you've been in these areas or if you've been assisting. Take the time you need to try to help yourself too. A lot of trauma that goes along with it, and we're going to need a lot for people over the coming weeks and months. Remember, for us in Kentucky, we're going to be working to rebuild long after the rest of the country has moved in a different direction. So let's stay strong.
Meanwhile, 2 employers are facing questions about people who died at work as the tornadoes swept through. 6 were killed at an Amazon warehouse and 8 died in a candle factory. Workers at both places were told not to go home even after it was clear that severe weather was on the way. Kiana Parsons Perez worked at the candle factory in Mayfield and was trapped under the rubble for hours on Friday night. We reached her in Paducah, Kentucky.
Kiana, I understand you drove out to the wreckage of that candle factory yesterday. What does it look like?
It looks like a complete mess. I didn't see the actual candle factory. The National Guard was there and they stopped me from going down. But what I did see all around it was complete destruction.
And did you reflect on the fact that you had been in that during that tornado?
Yeah, that is what makes it even more unreal. Like, oh, I really was here. I really lived through this. This really happened. It wasn't a movie. This really happened.
I want to play some tape for our listeners. This is after the tornado destroyed the factory and you were trapped under the rubble and you managed to film a Facebook Live video. And I just want people to hear that. So here it is.
Y'all, Andrea, baby, calm down. Calm down. We gonna be okay, Andrea. I promise we is gonna be fine, baby. We is gonna be fine. But I'm really scared. I'm trying to be cool, y'all, but I'm really scared because I'm like stuck on the wall, so I'll be the last person to get out. I know we'll be okay.
Kiana, it's extraordinary. It's so chilling. What was going on at that time?
At that time, we had been there a little time, and the reality of it, the fact that we were stuck, me seeing and kind of realizing what all was underneath me, or what all I was underneath, was kind of sinking in, and everybody was kind of panicking.
Well, what was the scene? What was around you? It was dark, I presume.
Yes, it was complete darkness, utter darkness. There was some light from phones But to my right was the water fountain was in between my legs, and then the wall was down on me. And then to my left, on my left was my coworker, Andrea. You can hear me saying, Andrea, baby, breathe, or we gonna get out of here, whatever I said to her. But then on my feet below me was some other coworkers were down there.
And were you ever able to assess if everyone was okay?
Yeah, everybody was okay. We were able to talk to one another and, kind of tell each other, just keep breathing, y'all stay calm, take deep breaths and just encourage and support one another.
What was going through your mind? You're helping the others and you're trying to keep everybody calm. What was going on in your mind?
I just wanted to keep my mind busy because I didn't want to start to sit and think about what was actually going on, because I knew that would cause me to go into a panic myself.
What did you do? How'd you get out?
The rescue people came. My supervisor, his name was Sammy, he was there and he was trying to get his wife out and us out. So once they got everybody else out, I had space to kind of wiggle my butt. We were never able to move that water fountain, but I was able to wiggle my butt, and then the rescuer, he was able to push my foot out some. So I was able to slide up and get from underneath it.
When you were in the middle of that tornado, when it was happening, what were you thinking? Did you think you wouldn't make it?
Oh, my first thought was, I cannot believe this is happening. I cannot believe I'm in this. I cannot believe this happened to us. What is going on? Like, God, where are you at? Why did you let this happen?
You walked out and others got out with you, but as you know, some of your colleagues didn't survive that factory and the tornado. And did you know some of them?
Yes, I did.
I'm sorry.
I did.
And when and how did you learn that you'd lost colleagues there?
Well, the first night, I believe, I found out about one of them. They said that she didn't make it. And then there was a search. They kept looking for two people. And even the woman, her daughter reached out to me and said, did you see my mom in there and things like that? I'm like, yeah, she was right by me. And so just knowing that she didn't make it, that others didn't make it, it is heart-wrenching.
How do you understand that? How have you tried to figure that out, that how some died and others survived in that factory?
Honestly, I haven't tried to figure it out. I learned a long time ago, I cannot understand God and what he does. Now, I do question him, like, why are you doing this? And rarely do I ever get answers. But the fact that I question him, and he has a reason, and we don't see it right now, we don't understand it. I don't like it. It breaks my heart, especially in such a way, the way that things happen. I don't even want to think about, did they suffer or was it an instant? Like, I don't think about those things. I just know that they're gone, and that hurts.
It hurts because you survived? It
hurts because I survived, because now I feel guilty, because if I see their family members, I made it and you didn't. And it's not fair. That's not fair. I'm not ungrateful. I'm happy that I made it out. I just wish that we all could have made it out.
There were some pretty serious warnings about that tornado, about the weather. Do you wonder why the factory stayed open?
I do. I would like to know why we stayed open, why they, didn't take some other precautions prior to that if they knew that this was coming.
What precautions do you think they should have taken?
I don't think we should have been there.
And whose responsibility is it that you were in that factory during the tornado?
The bigwigs, because, the supervisors, they just do what they're told to do, So whoever is in charge of all of that, they should have been the ones to say, you know what, we're not going to have these people in here tonight. But they didn't. They just had to get them some more candles made.
Do you think about that you were making eucalyptus spearmint candles and that people were doing that and lost their lives doing that?
I just think about candles. I'm like, these candles ain't even worth all this. It wasn't worth all this. We shouldn't have been there making no candles in that type of storm.
And so what are you going to do now?
That is a wonderful question. And when I get the answer, I'll let you know. Right now, finding employment is difficult because I don't have a car. My car is still at the factory, and I believe all of the cars have been totaled. I have started a GoFundMe to raise money so that I can get a new car. But until then, I'm kind of stuck.
Kiana, I'm so sorry all this has happened to you.
I am too.
But I'm glad you were there for those people. It sounds like you were really a help.
I guess I was. I tried to be, keep everybody's spirits light and just be me.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate speaking with you, too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Have a great day.
Kiana Parsons Perez worked at the candle factory in Mayfield, Kentucky that was destroyed by a tornado on Friday night. The Mayfield Consumer Products factory where Ms. Parsons Perez worked said that it held regular tornado drills and a shelter was provided in the building, but it was overwhelmed by the unexpected size and strength of the tornado. The company's CEO said, "Our company is family owned and our employees, some who have worked with us for many years, are cherished." For more on this story, you can go to our website, cbc.ca/AIH.